And right now, white people are really frightened. If you don't understand the destruction of Planned Parenthood offices,
it's only inside out that is going to blow your mind with a unique story. Now, why people are frightened? The lady is saying it. Why? Because they are keeping some stuff, some properties, some wealth that belongs to black people. And black people have found out. So therefore, black people also scared. No one don't want to stand in to say, okay, because of that, I'm not going to hate you. I'm not going to do anything against you. But we are bringing equality, freedom, and justice so that our descendants, our children, gonna enjoy a kind of life that we want it to happen. Enough is enough. So, King, I'm going to be the intermediator. I'm going to be the whistleblower for the next world order so that I want you to enjoy this inside out. It's only here that you're going to get it. Let's hear the next story. Destruction of Planned Parenthood officers. Destruction. Who are these officers that are destroying something God has planned? Parenthood. And you are destroying parenthood for people to become lonely, single, stressing all the time. Who are these officers? Don't make up your mind. That is only police officers. Any officer in this universe is part of the officers who are destroying Parenthood Plan 1. Why? Because you are sitting at the office with a computer system which you are putting people's information into it, and the computer is using against the same people. So therefore, I am telling you that knowledge was there before science came. So therefore, whatever science brought from inside out is what the king is bringing to bring the peace. I'm ready to take what belongs to black people because nobody don't know. I'm the only one who knows. I claim the kingdom.
and you don't understand the wall that we're going to build on the southern border of the United States.
Oh, as for the southern border wall, my own son, Donald Trump, has been doing it. But as a king, I don't need a wall. Knowledge is going to resolve it. So I'm here to speak for my son and bring solutions. Nobody don't have to disturb this man, Donald Trump, at all.
You haven't read the book The Birth Dearth by Ben Wattenberg. Ben Wattenberg was a brilliant Jewish man who was a member of the American Enterprise Institute, and he wrote a book, the first paragraph of which says,
Jewish people, they also been in existence for a while. Their name exists in the Bible. They are spiritually warriors. They are smart too. But what they do is they come to you, they take what belongs to you and sell it back to you again, just like what white people are doing. But they also followed instructions.
the main problem confronting the United States today is there aren't enough white babies being born in this country. He was an advisor to presidents of the United States. He wrote the book in 1987.
Not enough white babies being born in America here. But the white people are people who love sex. They do sex past everybody in this world. So when you make sex and you don't produce more babies, then what do you make sex for? Just for fun? You know? And this Jewish guy was presidential advisor in 1987. So therefore, he do social statistics analysis, and then he know what he was talking about, plus the spiritual knowledge. That's why I'm saying Jewish, they smart.
He says if we don't change this and change it rapidly, white people will lose their numerical majority in this country, and this will no longer be a white man's land.
And it's true. The time is now. The mother of all colors, the father of all colors is here. So therefore, he is going to take what belongs to all colors and then share equally among everything, both physical and spiritual.
Now, I'm not misrepresenting this. I'm telling you exactly, almost exactly what he says.
You are not misrepresenting. The whole world know what you are saying. Nobody want to stand for it, but I will stand for what you are saying. Go ahead.
He says there are 3 things we can do to solve this. Number 1, we could pay women to have babies, as they have been doing in Western European nations for years.
3 things to do to solve a problem. 1, paying females to have babies for white people. How do they pay them? By giving them food stamp, by giving them credit card, and then feed them information that they are strong as a man is. Whatever a man can do, you can do. So that you go and shit on your men. And before you realize, you're going to be single parent, taking care of about 5, 6 children, and then loneliness, single, you know? So we have to be very wise and very vigilant.
Then he says, and these are his words, not mine, unfortunately, we would have to pay women of all colors to have babies, so we don't want to do that.
Paying women of all colors to have babies, this is serious stuff. Any sex that involved with money is prostitution. You know it. So now they don't want to do that because women of all colors will come populated and then over the white. And therefore, they don't want to do that. Again, they also gonna have things for free because when you pay for somebody to have sex and have babies for you, you have to take responsibilities to do all that. But there is an assignment that they doing all this until the owner or the king, King Jesus, King Midget, comes because he know it all. He know it all, both physical and spiritual. Follow me, I will make you happy.
He says the second thing we could do is increase the number of legal immigrants that are allowed into this country every year. Then once again he says, unfortunately, the vast majority of those wanting to come to this country today are people of color, so we don't want to do that.
Increment of legal immigrants who come from outside into the states. We have to increase them. And then when they increase them, they are also people of all colors, which they don't want to do that. I am what? Immigrant. You know what I'm saying? Legal immigrant. That I have a beautiful dream. So it is only immigrant dreamers who can do something unique to change this country. I did not know about America being created as a kingdom in my name. Everybody know who you are. So when you know who you are, it's what you act for what you are.
The third thing he says, and white women had better pay attention to this, 60% of the fetuses that are aborted every year are white. If we could keep that 60% alive, that would solve our birth dearth.
If white people can keep on reproducing or have their birth rate 60%, that will save their death rate. Can they do this? Because they make sense, but they don't reproduce a lot. But black people, we don't calculate all this. Every day they make sex, every day they reproduce. You know what I'm saying? But when they becoming unbecoming like that, reproducing a lot, white people become intimidated, fearful, frightening, and they begin to wipe them away. But there is a reason. So therefore, King Midget, I'm here with a unique knowledge. Support me. Let's make this happen. What is next?
Does that sound like racism to you?
Yes, this is 100% racism. Why one race out of 100 of thousands races of the universe, but one race wants to keep their birth rate 60% to save their death rate, but the rest of the world have to keep their birth rate to 40%. King Midget, I'm going to keep it all 100. The whole world, 100% equality.
Can you talk a little bit about the trauma associated with?
The trauma associated with it,
Yeah.
one of the main traumas is it tells white people that they are superior because of the lack of melanin in their skin. And then they find out suddenly that we've got a black president. That's traumatic. That's where the trauma is.
Black people have their mental trauma going through. White people also have their own mental trauma going through. Lack of melanin that is not in white people's skin is the secret and the only difference between black and the white. Because the black people with the melanin, something coming out of black will not have what the domain have. You know what I'm saying? And then in order for you to retrieve or recover something that came out from you, it's deep. Something that came out from you that you did not know. You know what I'm saying? In order for you to recover, you know what I'm saying? That is why black president came, because what belongs to them is gradually is being taken by them. You know, Obama, to me, for instance, Obama is not black. It's a mixture of white and black. Do you understand? So I'm the original black from Africa who got the pure melanin that I have to take what belongs to the black people to save white people from their mental trauma that they're going through. For them to believe that true God is there. In God that we trust. This is the time white man is going to believe and trust that God is truly there.
Living a lie, finding out the truth, is traumatic.
Living in the traumatic lies. Who created these lies? Is it a white man? Is it a black man? Why are we all struggling? Both sides. No matter what it is, we all need life. But as a king, I didn't come to America to play games. I am taking it.
Finding out now, recently, that within 30 years, white people will be in the numerical minority in this country is going to be traumatic.
It's not 30 years. It's 20 years. It is being written and programmed for 2020, the dynasty time, the agreement and the contract that they sign with black people in Africa. The time is up. So it's time for the monarchy exchange, sovereign exchange, to bring peace.
White people are scared to death right now, particularly white males. They're scared to death that they are going to lose their power in the future. And they are.
White people should not be scared to death, because God that created black people is the same God that created white people. And he knows that he's going to bring somebody to come and bring equality to favor you all. People don't know reason why it was going on like that, but yet still we have a beautiful world to live. I am going to plant love, a tree of love in this universe. People who have hatred are going to be affected. That's why Jesus came for the bad people in this world, to change them, because he knows actually the consequences behind hatred and what? Disobedience.
But if you want to get ready for the future, if you want to be treated well in the future, treat others well in the present. What we do in the present constructs the future.
Let's forgive and forget. White man is scared to death. That is why he said we have to forgive and forget. The rules to the kingdom is not easy. Probably you can't qualify to the next kingdom. So why do we have to harbor those hatred for somebody who also have helped to do his part? Forgive and forget. Let's proceed to the next world.
We called the Japanese, and you'll pardon me, but this is what we called them, slant-eyed little yellow We didn't say that about the Germans. After the war, we rebuilt Germany and Japan, and we get along beautifully with the Japanese. That was in 1945 that we finally won that war. How many years ago was that? Figure that out quickly.
I'm not a math person, but
You're not a math person, but you know it wasn't that far.
Right.
And it didn't take 50 years for us to have peace with the Japanese and the Germans, even though we dropped 2 atomic bombs on Japan. The Japanese hadn't killed 10 million people. Nowhere near that. We didn't drop any bombs on Germany, any atomic bombs on Germany. They were a different kind of people. We couldn't afford to do that. We killed how many Japanese people with 2 atomic bombs?
Smart ass little yellow rum. Japanese. 10 million with 2 atomic bombs. Oh, America. See, always create a problem and put you on top. If you are not a good person, that your heart is purely good for God, you can't become a better president or a better king or a better ownership of America. God is good. It's about to happen. Help me to make it happen.
And they forgave us. You want to talk about forgiveness? You want to talk about changing this thing?
Yes, we have to talk about changing this. We have to talk about forgiveness. Let's forgive these people and then change everything. And then when they do it again and you're punishing them according to what they deserve, they're going to see that, yes, it's also not your fault. So we have to talk about change.
I cannot understand how Japanese people can stand the sight of any of us, and yet they do.
Yes, because they summon America to God, and God is dealing with America.
I cannot understand why black people who have been subjected to the ugliness that they've been subjected to in this country can get up every morning and go to work among us and not be absolutely furious.
Because God's time is the best. Black people has left all their pains and their struggles unto God, and God's time is now. Besides, America is black people's kingdom, and Africa is a home for all. The spirit behind America is from Africa, you know. And then since the vision of black people's kingdom as America was given to the white man, and then black people, we brought the force to make the vision established. So now it's time for black man to bring his knowledge to change this thing for equality, freedom, and justice. Ghana, our motto is freedom and justice, and our God.
And I don't understand why we allow white people to behave the way they do. I don't understand that. And my third graders, after they'd gone through the exercise, couldn't understand it and wouldn't tolerate it.
The reason is that there is something in America here, wealth, that belongs to us all, but black people are the pioneers. So white people are teaching, using intimidation to teach black people of becoming responsible for what belongs to them. But they don't have to hate them because they've been protecting it with some instructions. That's the reason. That's why they're doing that. So it's kind of like they threaten them, they punishing them, putting them in a situation just to recall or brainstorm properly to own it.
And when they went up to junior high and a junior high teacher used the N-word, one of my former students said, if you're going to use that word, I'm going to go out in the hall until you stop using it, because we don't use that word in this school. That was a seventh grader who told his teacher off. When we have enough students who are willing to confront people who are making racist, sexist, ageist, homophobic statements, we're going to be better off. We have got to stop tolerating the intolerable. If it's intolerable for my black cousins, and every black person on this earth is one of my cousins, if it's intolerable for them, it's intolerable for me. I will not tolerate it. I will not tolerate it. That is not that. I am required not to tolerate that kind of treatment for the people who are related to me. And that's every person on the face of the earth. If your ignorance is such that you'll mistreat somebody because of your ignorance about the color of their skin, don't do it around me.
Ignorance. Ignorance is a disease, for real. People are doing a whole bunch of things that they are ignorant about. Me, I have seen the ignorant part of white people, and I have seen the ignorant part of black people. That is why I have come in, intermediator. I'm going to be the solution man between the two halves, because the end product of white people is black, and then the end product of black people is white. They are just brothers and sisters from another mother and fathers. You know what I'm saying? So being ignorant is very bad. So therefore, allow the king to come in, get hold to the kingdom, change everything for us to have a better life.
Number one, I've been threatened with death lots of times. Now I say, go for it, fool. My husband died 4 years ago. Being with him would not be a bad thing for me.
Because of ignorant hatred, people are threatening old lady like this with death. Now, we have to stop killing people for money, and now kingdom needs to be created for a natural death. Natural. You don't have to kill people no more. People are getting stolen, kidnapping, and all that. Got to be stopped.
Death is not the worst thing that can happen to you. Living a worthless, useless life is much worse than dying.
Now, this is the time people are not going to live wretched life, worthless life no more. Everybody need a good life. That is why people have hatred, killing other people and committing suicide. Now, this is the end of Inside Out. Stories like this is what we are going to base on to bring solutions, and I'm going to stand in as one intermediator for both good and bad to bring the change. So I want you to support this video and share. I'm the only one who can stand in and then take the wealth of the Father, black inheritance. AFK After Kevin Hart MGK The Midget King.